What's up guys, TCG here. Today we'll be doing a Banlist Wishlist discussion. So wishlist already implies that it's my personal wish opinion. Now I'm sure I'll get some very constructive comments in the comment section. And no blind hate comments or mass down voting because people don't like my opinion or anything. No way that would ever happen, right? People will be very mature about it. Anyways, I already regret making this video, but yeah, if I were to be given the power of basically announcing the ban list, this is what I would do to the game. So first off, we need to ban Nibiru. This card just makes sure combo decks can't play. Like literally just can't play, they aren't viable. No change on the ban list would ever change that without Nibiru getting hit. This is like a worse Max C, and Max C is already ridiculously degenerate for the game, so I'm kind of questioning Konami's decision to even make this card in the first place. Just apologize for this card existing, ban it and get it over with. There's no point for this card to exist. Truking Litus Sagim is just incredibly unhealthy, being able to just look in your opponent's extra deck and banish multiple cards. Like what the hell? We can't have limited extra deck cards as long as this card exists, so yeah. As fun as unlimiting every strong extra deck card sounds. It's just not healthy. It's not a healthy card, it's way too strong, so that's why it should go. Zaborg's only used for stupid shit. Monarchs don't use it. I don't see why this card should be a thing. It's just going to be an issue with card design down the line somewhere at some point, so Every deck nowadays plays the extra deck. Artifact sides just locking you out of the extra deck for an entire turn. Without you being able to do much post summon is ridiculous. It's like Dimensional Barrier, which I almost forgot to put on here. Whoopsie. I'll talk about it later. I almost forgot to put it on here. But being able to just lock you out of the extra deck is a no-no, in my opinion. It should not be that easy as this with Artifact Side and Sanctum. And Sanctum is not an issue besides Side, so Side's the issue, in my opinion. That way, just give Artifact some new supports that can be an actual deck, and then everyone is happy. Cannon Soldier / Amazonas Archer and other cards like this. I mean, you have the Shadow Priestess of Orm and other cards. Just everything that has such an effect, just ban them outright. They will only lead to FTKs, they will not do anything productive for the game at all. I mean, it shouldn't be a controversial opinion, yet probably people will get triggered over it anyway, but these cards do not contribute anything healthy to the game, so just get rid of them to prevent further abuse. Aleister just makes bad engines way too good, and I think that's ridiculous. The deck has been too good of an engine for way too long. Voice crack, nice. But Aleister and Invoke the General is just way too good for way too long. It's about damn time to get a hit themselves. And I say just kill it, kill them all. Just Aleister 2-0, make sure the deck just isn't played anymore. Because holy shit, Invoke is annoying. Magical Library only contributes to FTKs, there's not a single healthy deck that will ever play this card, so just preventive hit, just screw FTKs in general, hit this card, make sure that it gets to exist. Yeah. In exchange for the Exceed, everyone should know the deal by now, White Up Hunter bans, Exceed comes back. Hunter only hand loops, it's not, especially, there's no real reason to keep this around. Ash is just too good of hand trap, it just makes power creep inevitable. As long as Ash exists, we need archetype stuff, multiple searchers, and ways to play around Ash. It's one of the big reasons why power creep is such a hard thing nowadays. And of course I'm also calling for a Cult by the Grave counter, so that we do keep hand traps, but hand traps that we have are meaningful, that's basically my idea. But the broken hand traps that anyone can just run 3 of, no task required, should be hit. I think it's way too good for its own good. And we gotta reduce the amount of hand traps in the game because it's definitely unhealthy for the game. Troll is just outright ridiculous against certain decks. It's just like, I open Troll, you don't get to play, GG over Handshake, because it's a one-turn game nowadays. And cards like Troll that lock you out of searching entirely, that's too much. It says no to certain types of deck, it just makes sure that it can't exist. Desynchro will not be used in any healthy synchro strategy, only used for this will be FTKs, so get rid of it before any synchro decks need to get hit because of desynchro abuse. One Day of Peace will only be used in degenerate decks as well, like Exodia and stuff. Not that Exodia or anything is viable, but you know, not a single healthy deck will ever use this card. Mind Control, I mean, everyone in the meta wants this banned. It's just such a sacky card, and if it's good enough to be at 1, it's good enough to be banned. It's just very sacky, and I know a lot of people hate this, so I'm doing this as a favor for them mostly. But I don't think it's healthy either. Card of the Mice, I mean, at 1 it's just way too sacky, just get rid of it. I mean, it's bad enough to be at 1, it's bad enough to be banned. Terraforming just shouldn't be a thing in an age where field spells are just that good. Magic Launch just has too much generic abuse. I mean, Kata Yuga says hi, and Kata Yuga should not be hit. So to ensure no bullshit combos, just hit Launch. Sorry PK players, but this card is too good for its own good. Called by the Grave just creates this weird state of the game where hand traps have a theoretical counter that's unreliable. Just get rid of Called by the Grave and balance hand traps around Called by the Grave not existing. That's the easier option. Set rotations like Terraforming but more annoying. No, just don't exist. Easy, like this card should not be a thing. Well, Legacy Scars are only used for an FTK. I don't know if the FTK is actually viable, but just in case, just get rid of it. I mean, no actual Maglite deck is playing this anyway. Mystic Bind is hella degenerate. Why is this card not banned yet? Konami, get on with it. I don't think this was I don't think Harpo was the problem card. I think Orchestrated by Babel is a bigger issue. Ban this, release Harpo to 1 from the ban list, and see what happens. I don't think the deck will be too bad. We'll make that meta viable, but not too oppressive. Like if I have to pick which is the bigger issue, Babel or Harpo, I think Babel is the bigger issue. The barrier is just completely unfair because you need to open Red Reboot, which you also want banned by the way. Or you just don't get to play with certain decks. I'm playing against Fluffball. In your draw phase, declare Fusion. Okay, cool, now we get Fusion summon the entire turn. No, that's just completely unfair, and if, like, other cards like Fantasy Emptiness at least are continuous, so if you just MST, you can do that thing again. This just... It blows my mind that it's still legal, let's just keep it at that, like, why is this legal? Imperial Order is just one of those floodgates, it's like, hey, all spells cannot be played anymore. Of course, what cards do you use to break floodgates? Spell cards, so just completely outright unfair. Not sure why this card is even legal, why they thought the Iwata somehow fixed it. Pole position, I mean, yes, the FTK pole position combo is a big meme, the combo is actually viable, but it's a ruling nightmare, and this is for real life players' sake. I don't want the judges to be constantly called over pole position FTKs because the combo is ridiculous. It's not a good FTK, but it's just a ruling nightmare, and I don't hate judges. Judges are nice people, and I don't want to keep pole position legal because of the ruling nightmares. It's gonna waste a lot of judges' time explaining the same combo over and over again. Skill Drain is just another one of those floodgates where it's like, I don't like it. It's a one-sided floodgate. The decks that abuse Skill Drain don't really suffer from Skill Drain themselves. Think of Eldritch. Meanwhile, your opponent just doesn't get to use monster effects. The only floodgates that should be in the game are floodgates that affect both players equally, and this doesn't really do that. Red Reboot just ensures trap dot decks like Altergeist and stuff have a chance of auto-losing if they are unlucky. It's a complete trap blowout for an entire turn. As a counter trap from the hand, it's just way too good for its own good. Yes, you get Sword of Judgment hit, but that's about it. No, I'm not a fan of this. Naturia Exterio and Naturia Barkion and Beast, like, same type of deal, they just lock you out of certain types of the game way too easy. They're not that hard to make at all. Especially with that one Earth Hex Shield thingy, Exterior is easy to make. And truth be told, these also just lock you out of traps on spell effects completely. They're not once per turn negates, they just lock you out of an entire type of cards, and I don't think those good type of cards should ever be easy to make. Just for the sake of the game. I know no meta deck really uses them, but I don't think a card needs to be meta for it to be ban-worthy. Gem Knight lately, Lapis Lazuli was always the issue with Gem Knight. Master Diamond was not the issue, Lapis Lazuli is. The FTK is still legal with it at 1, just... Oh, sorry, with this at 3, Master Diamond at 1. Ban this, put Master Diamond at 3. Gem Knight's no longer an issue, FTK-wise. Drug Speeder, I mean, no viable deck will really use this. I know some Synchron builds like to run it. I think it's not even the most optimal route to go anyway. But it just opens the door to stupid shit, all kinds of FTKs, you know. Also, I just realized I forgot something, lol. I mean, it's hard to make this list because you always forget something. But yeah, I think it just leads to stupid shit. It leads to FTKs. And I don't know, it's not an optimal card to run in the first place, so... Drink Speeder, I'm not a fan of the card in the first place. I don't think people should be running it, but yeah. It's only used really as FTKs or combos that aren't even viable in the first place, so I don't know. Appaloosa is just too easy access to too many negates, and there are multiple ways to make it in a protected way so that you can actually use the monster negates reliably. No one should be able to get that many monster negates on a single card. Monster effects are like 75% of a modern deck. Most of your deck will be monsters. Being able to negate multiple of them with ease. It's unhealthy. Simorgh is really only used for barrier statue abuse and infinite negate combos. Neither of those are healthy for the game. I mean, it sucks for winged beast decks, but yeah, shouldn't have made it that abusable then. Curious just is able to send anything with relative ease. It's the issue for multiple combos basically. As long as the game will remain, Curious will become more and more abusable, and if it's not used in FTK now, it will be used for something ridiculous later down the line, and I don't think you want that. Mega Beast Aurora Drone just provides you with too many free extenders. Just getting 3 tokens, level 3 tokens of 1 Link Summon is a bit too much. And don't pretend the materials are hard to make either. Yeah, it's just not good. For the game, that is. Isolde gives way too many plus for free. I know it's not the current issue in the meta, but it will probably be at some point in the future. The warrior cards were never an issue. The warrior cards coexisting with this card was the big issue. Either this or you hit equip spells or you keep warriors on the ban list for way too long for no good reason. I think Isolde should just take the hit and that's it. Union Carrier already has seen some abuse with Block Dragon. There are other potential abusive combos as well. I mean, Destructor Sword, for example, the Buster Blader card. And Buster Blader, the Destruction Sword, whatever it's called, is not the issue card anyway. Union Carrier is. This card has dumped design and Konami actually made it in 2020, which is surprising to me. Like, they should know better. IP Masquerada just plays around the restriction on most Link monsters that say they cannot be used as Link material until they're summoned. And just having a quick, generic way to Link summon with an additional plus on top of that, being that they cannot be destroyed by card effects. It's a little bit too good for its own right, I think. I think it's unfair of a card, like... Just being able to do Link of your first out of combat into an Ava Max, for example, shouldn't be a thing. Same with like Union Carrier. I know these cards on the ban list, but Link monsters will keep being printed. And if you keep this card around, the restrictions will be entirely ridiculous, or they will not be banned in the first place because this card exists. It just breaks certain Link monsters too much. I mean, first Anaconda, Dragoon is coming, we all know it, and we can't preventively... they will not preventively hit Dragoon, so might as well just get this card out of there. To make sure the Dragoon decks aren't that great. I mean, Red Eyes Fusion is not a problematic card at all. Like, not even close to it. This card breaking it is the problem. And this limits the power of future fusion monsters too much, in my opinion. So I don't like it. Striker Dragon makes the Rocket engine, Dragon Link engine way too good. I think this is a problematic card, so... To make sure Dragon Link doesn't become tier 0 out of nowhere or anything like that, just hit Striker Dragon. Link Rolls is only used for stupid combos. Getting multiple tokens with this amount of ease, this easily, this should not be a thing. And of course, Hold Dragon, Archfeed, King Calamity, I mean, Resonates aren't a viable deck in the first place. And the only way you're usually summoning this is to pseudo FTK your opponent, make sure they cannot use card effects. That's completely unfair, should not exist, and that's why I'm calling for a ban on King Calamity. It's not a healthy interaction that you're just able to lock your opponent out of the game that easily. It's not that hard to make, they made it way too generic, and... Yeah, I just don't think it's healthy for the game at all. Oh my god, spoilers for future decks. So, wishlist for limited. I think Masterpiece should return. Wait, what? Yeah, right. I'm actually serious here. There have been enough hits with Rudreco anyway. Having some kind of control deck that doesn't use the extra deck around shouldn't be that big of an issue. It should be nice. Make sure certain cards like Recover don't become too abusable. make sure cards like Drachma are kept in check if they ever become a problematic engine. Although Invoke is hit here, so I don't think Drachma are playable even in the first place. But it just keeps certain things in check that rely, for example, on your opponent using extra deck. And it's one of the possible viable boss monster decks that exist. I can't think of any other boss monster deck that's viable at the moment, so... Yeah, I don't think Masterpiece should stay banned. Wow, that's a controversial opinion, I know, but Masterpiece never was the issue, in my opinion. Destrudo shouldn't have been hit, so just released from the ban list. Konami, the fuck was this even in the first place? Fractal Snow has been on the list for way too long. Alright, think about it, Grass should go to 3, I did not list that. So, or did I? I don't remember. In case I forgot it, that Grass Loose Creator should go to 3. Not sure if it's on there, but yeah. I think neither of these would be a big issue for the game. Yes, can special himself multiple times, blah blah blah, but I don't see it being an issue. Orchestrated Babel is the big issue, Half Horror is fine. Eclipse Wyvern is just not a problematic card in the first place, why is it on the ban list? Thunder Dragon, well, Thunder Dragon is kinda dead now, isn't it? Or else just axe it harder to make sure Thunder Dragon is just punished and not Eclipse Wyvern without reason. Let's give Pendulum some power back, they got way too many harsh hits. Glow Bulb was unjustifiably so hit last ban list. Ancient Fire Dragon sounds like a problematic card, but in reality it's just not that bad. I don't think it's warranted a hit in the first place, especially not a ban. So drop the stupid shit and just unlimited, limited again. Danglong is very strong, it's very abusable, it leads to some degenerate combos probably, but what the hell, it's not even that broken. I mean, yeah, it will make sure some new playstyles exist, but is that an issue? No, I don't think so. Cowboy at 1 is fine. Any deck that will run it in non-abusive ways will just run 1 copy. The only decks that really run multiple copies are FTKs. I know 6-1 FTK can abuse it pretty much if it's a 3. So it's a safety thing, really. Calling for the Hunter hits, so Party Boat can return. I don't think Firewall Dragon was a problematic card in the first place. Holy shit, that's gonna get so many dislikes in there already. Oh boy, that comment section will be a blast to read. But I don't think Firewall Dragon was the problem card. It never was, it's just the current sign of the game. There are so many degenerate strategies, might as well just unlimit, unban Firewall Dragon. Have some fun. I mean, there's so many ways to counter this card nowadays anyway. You have multiple legal FTKs that are apparently not an issue, so I don't see Firewall Dragon suddenly being an issue. Metamorphose Electromite, give Pendulums their power back. I mean, it's simple. This card shouldn't have been hit. Pendulums were never that high of big of an issue. Now, semi-limits are always a interesting point of discussion. I think Terratop at 3 would be too abusable, but 2 it should be fine. Give Speedroid some of the power back as well. 1-for-1 as a 2 in the OCG, I don't see the problem being a problem here either. Lift should go to 3, but maybe it's too dangerous at 3 because it does enable some FTK, so just to be safe, go to 2. Oh my god, big list again. Anyway. Yeah, I forgot to put Grass on. Oh wait, I actually didn't. Oops. Well, whatever. Red Eyes Dark Battle Dragon is getting an Errata. So this card should go to 3 after the Errata. I mean, not in the current state. Frag drops enables you to break boards generically, which is never a bad thing. I mean, dangers aren't an issue, so just release them to 3. I don't think the hits are justified. Malicious is another one of those cards that were only a problem due to Isolde. Isolde should be gone in this wish list, and if it is gone, it should go to 3. It's not a problematic deck or card. I mean, heroes, right? Only a problem due to Thunder Dragon and maybe Dragon Link. But I don't think Thunder Dragon is that much of an issue anymore. So might as well just return them. Give Gales their toys back. I feel like the Archfiend will only be played at 1, even at 3, but at least let's just pretend Konami cares about us. Dark Revan nor Armageddon Knight will be issues with the Soldagon. Seer and Graf have hard on turns anyway. So not sure what the ratios will be, but I don't think the deck's problematic at the point where these should be limited. Tour Guide is fine, it's really easy to negate, it dies to every single hand trap, and it does each a normal summon. It's a strong card, but it's not semi-limit worthy. It's a good card, that's it, it's just good. Graz already talked about it, forgot I even put it on here, oops. But yeah, it diversifies the game in a good way. Raigeki just breaks boards together with Harpy Feather Duster. We got Lightning Storm now. So we basically got light variants of both cards already. Putting them to 3 will just enable more board breaking reliably. I don't think either will be a big issue. Bad up to 3 should have happened a long while ago. The only reason I can think why this card is still limited is due to FTKs. Monarchs have been used for FTKs before. It's the only reasonable reason why it should be still on the list. Because the first effect is not the hard ones per turn, by the way. The second effect is. It's probably one of the problematic things in Konami's eyes, but I don't think it's that bad. This is just probably FTK proofing. Keeping it at 1, and I don't think that's necessary. Sekka's Light was never a problematic card, so just put it back to 3. What the hell was this even? Spells and traps are just too good. What the hell were you thinking when you limited this card? Reasoning, it's still random, it's not guaranteed payoff, and it's easy to counter. Especially if your opponent knows what you're playing, they can just call the highest level and then the card is not that good. I mean, Sky Strikes were a healthy meta deck. Them getting this hit this hard made no sense to me. Just unlimited card enable Sky Strikes to be a good deck again. Will I be top tier? Yes. Will I be tier 0? Nope. So just give them 3 engage. Diversify the meta, why not? Upstart shouldn't have been limited. What the hell, Konami, stop being greedy. The only reason to keep Upstart at 1 is so you need to buy more cards to fill your deck with. Upstart at 3 means you have to buy less cards theoretically, so that's probably why Konami limited it, so you need to buy more cards. It sounds stupid, but it would be such a Konami thing to do. Monster Reborn is reliable, and it's not like meta decks really abused anyway, so just put it at 3. It won't see much abuse. Into the Void, I mean... This was such a stupid hit. Final Countdown, if my duel lasts 20 turns, I'm very, very happy and satisfied. Final Countdown as a deck just isn't good anymore. ETLA might be dangerous at 3, but I don't think it will be a big issue. It will enable some diverse decks in the meta again. It will open the door to combo decks, and combo decks have it hard at current games, so yeah. Brilliant Fusion was the problematic card ever. This shouldn't have been a hit. This should just be a 3, I mean... Oh no, generic access to Seraphinite. Oh no, that's so terrible. On a normal summon, oh no. Like, combo decks aren't doing shit, just... I don't know. Barrage 2-1 was a weird choice. Zodiacs aren't a good deck, they're just hard carried by hand traps and stuff. Let's not pretend Zodiacs are suddenly a good deck, even with this at 3. Infinities never stand a chance of being good again. Like, Infinities suck, they always will suck. It's just the current state of the game. So just bring Launcher back to 3 and the deck will still suck. This gives you ways to counter hand traps. Not entirely broken or anything, should just keep it at 3. Another one of these cards that sound broken, but it just ensures combo decks will not go out of hand too much. It's very easy to just counter, you can use any spell trap destruction against it easily. Same with Royal Oppression, just keeps the game in check. Make sure there's some counters to combo decks. But neither are unfair like Maxi or Nibiru, you know, it's set there, so you have a reliable way to counter them. Master Diamond talked about this already. ABC shouldn't have been hit. I hate Ritual Beast more than most people, but even that I know this shouldn't be on the list. Trishula won't be run at 3. This won't be run at 3. Decks that use multiple mechas are gimmicky but not viable. Hyperdrive at 3 will not cause any issues. This could potentially lead to loops, but I doubt it. Hope you guys liked this Banlist Wish video. See you guys next time. TCG signing out.